Label resources and page resources are two ways to provide content in your Moodle course that students can view directly in their browser while they're in your Moodle course. Labels are short snippets of content, text, images, embedded video that live on the main course page. Pages are useful if you want to provide more content than the small little bits that you would use in the labels on the main front page. So here's an example of one of my old Search for Life in the Universe courses. You can see I'm using the one topic format. So if we go to the first unit of the course on Earth life here, for example, this first module has a number of topics in it that we're going to address. And so what you see what I've done here is to basically add label resources to define those topics within this larger the subtopics within this larger topic. So each day of this unit, I've got a label resource here describing what the topic will be for that day. And then I've got the various resources like this page or this PDF or activities like this quiz and assignment and discussion forum organized underneath these different labels. So labels, like I say, are very useful for providing some structure and organization within your Moodle sections because you can drag and drop these around. You can intersperse them between other resources and activities. You can, as you can see, add information here in the section description, but that is forced to be at the top. And with a label resource, you can actually drag and drop that around and move it around to organize it to wherever you need it to be to relate to the other resources and activities. Page, on the other hand, is what you would use to provide more extensive material than what you would want to put up on the front page. So here I've got essentially some of my lecture notes. Or here's a better example. I have put together some lecture notes. I've got some text up here. I've embedded some images. I've got some YouTube videos. All of this bundled together to provide students some information about this topic of metabolism and reproduction. You could obviously write this up as a Word document, save it as a PDF, put up that file, but with when you create materials in Pages, students can view the material right in their browser when they're in your Moodle course, and you can make sure that you use headings appropriately to make sure that your content that you're putting together is accessible for students. So both of these are fairly easy to work with and add. If you go to the add an activity or resource for the section where you want to add a label or a page, click on it. They're both listed under the resources, so I can add a label. And then depending on which editor you've selected, the default is the Tiny MCE editor. You can put in whatever information you want. You can format it however you need it to be formatted with bullets. You can add images, underlining and so forth. And you click Save and Return to Course. And then that new label resource shows up at the bottom of the section, but you can drag and drop it wherever you want to use it. You can move things right or left. You can hide, delete, and so forth. So I'm going to get rid of that. Adding a page is Also very simple. Go to add an activity resource, and under resources, select the page resource, click add. Just make sure that the content you want the students to view, you actually add to the content area. And again, you can use all of these tools, link to external websites, add images, create tables, bulleted lists, etc. Whatever you want to do to put your page content together. You can also add a description to provide a little bit of an idea to the students what is going to be in the page, and select the option to have that show up on the front page, and click Save and Return to Course. And again, you will see that page at the bottom of the section. You can move it wherever it needs to go. You can embed it, indent it if you want, and that's pretty much what you need to know to add pages and labels. Again, labels, short snippets of text on the front page. Pages, much more extensive material that you can link to from the front page.